Hey guys, it's JC Theater Yu-Gi-Oh here today, and I'm coming at you with something a little interesting. I don't know if this is going to be some kind of weird potential segment kind of deck profile, but this is going to be a super low tier deck. This deck is all about summoning this card that I don't know where I've been, but I found it about a few months ago, and I love it. It's called Koalo-Koala, and it's a fusion monster that simply says you can send one beast-type monster from your hand to the graveyard to target one monster your opponent controls and destroy it. Not even a quick effect, but it's so funny to me that it exists that I just had to make a deck purely dedicating to turboing this guy out. Welcome, I'm JC Theater Yu-Gi-Oh! And this is my super low tier deck profile of Koalo-Koala Turbo. First up, you gotta play 3 copies of Tree Otter, and then 3 copies of Sea Koala. So basically, Tree Otter, once per turn, you can target a face-up monster your opponent you control, and it gains 1,000 attack until the end of this turn, but you have to have a beast-type monster other than Tree Otter on your side of the field in order to activate and to resolve this effect. And then Sea Koala, once per turn, you can target a monster your opponent controls and change its attack to 0 until the end of this turn. And again, you have to control another beast-type monster in order to use this effect. Tree Otter and Sea Koala. Look at their artworks for a sec. Because koalas are usually found in trees and otters are usually found in the water, so this is kind of a flip-flop of them, and it's just so cute and interesting to me. They are of another thing of note other than the fact that they are these specific fusion requirements for Koalo-Koala. They also are level 2 beasts, which of course is good because that's a deck in itself, the level 2 beast deck. So we do run that as well, kind of. So next up, I do play 2, the Fabled Cerberel. The biggest issue with this is that Koalo-Koala does not discard, it sends from the hand to the graveyard. So it doesn't actually get Cerberel off, but we do run other cards that actually discard. And again, it's a level 2 beast. Next up, speaking of discarding cards, we have 3 Valeraphon, Mystical Beast of the Forest. Not only is it an Earth Tuner, but you can discard 1 card to target 1 level 2 or lower beast monster in your graveyard, except another copy of Valeraphon, and special summon in an attack position or face down defense position. This is a hard once per turn, but all you do basically is if you have a level 2 beast in your grave, you summon out Valeraphon, discard preferably Cerberel, and then you have right there 3 level 2 beast monsters on the field, so you can go into different plays. Next up, we play the 3 Rescue Cat. Now these copies, I'm pretty sure are the pre-errata version, and I'm sorry I did not do my homework before this video, but I believe Rescue Cat's errata is that it's just 2 level 4 or lower beast type monsters, and their effects are negated. I believe they can't attack, and they're destroyed during the end phase. Basically, you can't do anything with them except for potentially like link summonings and stuff, and it's also fit only into the beast type archetype. It's restricted into beast type is what I'm trying to say. Rescue Cat's good though because not only can it get 2 level 2 beasts out in order to go into number 64 Ronin Raccoon Sunderu, but also you can bring out Sea Koala and Tree Otter and use polymerization to bring out our friend Koalo-Koala. So it's like a double whammy here, so it's definitely good in this deck. I also play 2 Egotistical Ape. I'm planning on actually bumping this up to 3, but I only have 2 copies at the moment, so I am kind of struggling by with just the 2. But basically, he cannot be normal summon or set, and he can only be special summoned by sending a beast monster from your hand to the graveyard, and then when he's special summoned, you can activate one of the effects. And it's either he gains that discarded beast monster's level, or he loses that monster's level. So that means that you can send to the graveyard 1 level 2 beast monster and bring him out. And he's a free special summon of a level 3 beast earth tuner. And then you can normal summon out another preferably earth level 2 beast. And that's like a Naturia beast right there, which is definitely good. Next up, I do play 3, King of the Swamp. We're really going overkill here in order to get to the polymerization, as well as he can be a substitution for one of Koalo-Koala's 2 materials. I do play the 1 Wind-Up Kitten because not only does that ulti look super fresh, but you can target one monster your opponent controls and return that target to the hand. And you can only use this effect once while he's face up on the field. But if you special summon him out with Valeraphon, or if you just normal summon him, or there are ways to get him on the field more than once in order to get his plays off. Another thing which I've been toying with, and honestly, in all complete honesty, since this is a low tier deck, you can do, as many casual players will tell you, basically you can do whatever you want in your deck building. So I decided to include the 1 Behemoth, the king of all animals. Now, he can be normal summoned or set with 1 tribute or 2 like it should be because he is a level 7. And in that case, if you do tribute him with 1 tribute though, his original attack becomes 2,000. And when he's tribute summoned successfully, you can return from your graveyard to your hand a number of beast type monsters equal to the number of tributed monsters. Basically, if you really want him out, you can tribute 1 monster and have his attack be 2,000 and then select any beast in your grave and add it to your hand. Or if you tribute summon him normally, then you can add 2 beasts to your hand. This is important because you want beast monsters in your hand in order to get Koalo-Koala's effect off, since you have to discard, or not discard, but send from your hand to the grave beast type monsters. Let's give a sec to look at the ulti there. Okay. Next up, let's move on to the spells and traps. Just for speed, even though this is low tier, I still understand we need some speed. I play the 1 Upstart Goblin here. Next up, I do play 1 Cattle Call, because I'll tell you why a little later. But basically, Cattle Call lets you tribute a monster you control whose original type is Beast, Beast Warrior, or Wing Beast. In this case, it would be Beast. And special summon 1 monster from your extra deck with the same original type as that monster you tributed, but it cannot attack, its effects are negated, and also it's destroyed during the end phase. It is a quick play spell card though, so that's why there is a fusion monster in this deck other than Koalo-Koala that you can tribute a weak beast on your side of the field and then bring this out, and I'll let you know some plays you can get off with it later on. The best card in any level 2 beast deck is 100% the 3 copies of Obedience Schooled. If you don't control any monsters, you can special summon out 3 level 2 or lower beast type effect monsters with different names from your deck. Their effects are negated and they are destroyed during the end phase. And if you activate Obedience Schooled, that turn you can't special summon for the rest of the turn except beast type monsters. Since this is a pure beast type deck, this not only gets you Sea Koala and Tree Otter, but it also gets you other level 2 beast monsters. You can go into the rank 2 play for number 64, or if you have a polymerization, you can go into Koalo-Koala. So ultimately, it's very good. It's a very advantageous card, but it is stuck in level 2 beast, so that's why it hasn't really done anything, even though, to be honest, the effect is very good. I do play the 1 Monster Reborn, and I also play basically 3 more Monster Reborns in Ayer's Rock Sunrise. It lets you select 1 beast monster in your graveyard and special summon it, and if you do, all face-up monsters your opponent controls lose 200 attack for each beast, plant, and wing beast type monster currently in your graveyard. This is a hard once per turn, but basically, not only is it a free Monster Reborn, but it lets you make your opponent's monsters lose some attack in the process. Finally, since this is a turbo build based off of fusion monsters, I do play the Fusion Recycling Plant, which discards for that Cerberus we showed earlier. Once per turn, you can discard a card to add 1 polymerization from your deck or graveyard to your hand, and once per turn during the end phase, you can target 1 monster in your graveyard that was used as fusion material for a fusion summon this turn and add it to your hand. So not only do you get a polymerization from your deck or graveyard to go into Koalo-Koala, you can then select one of Koalo-Koala's materials that you used for it during the end phase and bring it to your hand, so that way that following turn you can have a beast in your hand in order to get off Koalo-Koala's effect. I do play the one Terraforming, RIP, down to 1 now, so that way we can get to the Fusion Recycling Plant a little easier. And then the card that it searches is 3 Polymerization. So I am playing 3 Fusion Conscription. It does play a twofold use in this deck though, because not only does it get you a material for Koalo-Koala, but ultimately it also lets you add a beast monster to your hand in order to fuel your Koalo-Koala's effect. So even if you've already summoned Koalo-Koala, just the fact that you can add a beast monster to your hand in order to discard it for his effect or send from hand to grave for its effect, it's definitely a good thing. We play, of course, the 3 Koalo-Koala, and I went over it at the beginning. He does have 2800 attack and 200 defense, if that matters at all to you. And then the card that we play with Cattle Call that I told you about earlier is Master of Oz. The reason we play him is he has 4200 attack, and I'm just going to bring him up because he's also an ulti. Look at that armpit hair. He's beautiful. And his mustache. But anyway, Master of Oz has 4200 attack. So not only can Cattle Call be used defensively by tributing a weak level 2 beast monster, or any beast monster for that matter, in order to bring out a 4200 attack wall to prevent your opponent from like destroying you in a turn. Additionally, once we get to number 64, it'll be important that this can be on the field so that way number 64's token can reach 4200 attack, which is also definitely good. For Link monsters, I just play the 2 Daruma dolls for the arrows. And then for Xyz, I just play the 2 number 64 Ronin Raccoon. And basically you can remove an Xyz material from him or detach an Xyz material from him in order to special summon out a token. And that token's attack equals the highest attack monster on the field's attack. So basically, like I said, of course it also counts your opponent's monsters. But what you want to do is get Cattle Call to bring this 4200 attack so that we have a 4200 attack token you can actually attack with and do things with. Next up, I play the 1 Naturia Beast, the probably only good card in the deck. And then I never go into it really, but since we are playing a decent amount of tuners, I am playing the, I don't even know what to call it, the Thunder Unicorn engine, which is Thunder Unicorn, Voltic Bicorn, and Lightning Tricorn. They do some stuff and they require beasts and tuners and all that jazz, but ultimately they're just there for more style points. Thank you guys so much for watching. I thought this was very interesting. I've never seen a deck profile on Koalo-Koala. Probably there's a reason for that. I know in Duel Links, I guess it makes sense. I believe he's more feasible in Duel Links, because whenever I looked up Koalo-Koala, it would just show like Duel Link recipe, like deck recipes and stuff. But I figured let's bring him to the physical TCG and see what he can do. When this deck goes off, it's very, very fun. Of course, play only with your friends who will not judge you. I'm JC Theater Yu-Gi-Oh! See ya.